Hi everyone, I am Jocelyn Makasare, Assistant Professor, Parvatibai Chogle College of Arts and Science, Margao. Program, Bachelor of Science, Subject, Botany, Semester 4, Course Code 1BOC104, Course Title, Plant Physiology, Title of the Unit, Mineral Nutrition, Module Name, Role of Essential Elements, Part 1. Outline, Role of essential elements, macronutrients, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Learning outcomes, discusses the role of essential macronutrients, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Introduction. Chemical analysis of plant ash showed that plants contain around 40 different elements, out of which there are essential and non-essential elements. The essential elements are necessary for normal growth and development of plants. Now, there are two criteria for the essentiality of elements. The first, the element has to be very important in the growth, development, and life cycle of the plants. And second, the element cannot be substituted by any other element upon its deficiency. The non-essential elements are the rest of the elements which do not have or which do not play an important role in the growth and development of plants. The elements are divided into two, essential and non-essential. There are 17 essential elements which are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, sulfur, magnesium, iron, manganese, zinc, boron, copper, nickel, chlorine, and molybdenum. These are the 17 essential elements. And the non-essential elements are aluminum, silicon, selenium, sodium, cobalt, vanadium, and gallium. Now, there are two types of essential elements, non-mineral and mineral. Under non-mineral, we have carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, which are derived from carbon dioxide and water. The mineral essential elements are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, sulfur, magnesium, iron, manganese, zinc, boron, copper, nickel, chlorine, and molybdenum, which are derived from soil in the form of inorganic ions. Now, under mineral essential elements, we have macronutrients and micronutrients. The macronutrients are nutrients which are required in large amounts by the plants, and these are the essential macronutrients. The micronutrients are required in very small quantities. These are the essential micronutrients which are required by the plant. Now, under macronutrients, we have primary and secondary nutrients. The primary nutrients are basically nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The primary nutrients are required by the plants in large amounts for their growth and survival. Now, these primary nutrients lack from the soil because the plants use them in large amounts. Therefore, fertilization is required to replenish these primary nutrients. Under secondary nutrients, we have calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. Now, these nutrients are in enough quantities in the soil and fertilization is not needed. Now, this is a table, a flow chart, which sums up what we have discussed before. The elements are divided into two, essential and non-essential. Under essential, we have non-mineral elements and mineral elements. Under mineral elements, we have macronutrients and micronutrients. And under macronutrients, we have primary and secondary macronutrients. What is the role of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in the growth and development of plants? Or what is the role of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen as macronutrients? Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen form the organic carbon compounds of the plants. They are very important and permanent constituents of the protoplasm and cell wall. Now, these three macronutrients, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, form most of the part of the plant body. Osmotic pressure and osmotic relations of the plant cell are maintained because of the presence of these organic compounds. Now, the organic compounds are formed by carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The role of carbon. All the living beings contain carbon. Plants produce starch and sugar by photosynthesis with the help of carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. The deficiency symptoms of carbon. During deficiency, or if carbon is unavailable in the required amounts, the plant will show stunted growth, or the plant will show dwarfism, and the plants will absorb less water and nutrients from the soil. The role of hydrogen. Hydrogen is produced by splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen. During photosynthesis, hydrogen is combined with carbon and oxygen is released into the atmosphere. Now, these hydrogen ions are very vital in aiding proton gradients to help the electron transport chain in photosynthesis. It is also essential for plant respiration, and it is a necessary building block for sugars and other molecules which produce glucose for plant energy. All the organic compounds contain hydrogen atoms. Deficiency symptoms of hydrogen. The plants will show chlorosis, which is yellowing of the leaves, and stunted growth. Role of oxygen. Plants need oxygen for respiration. The plants absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen into the atmosphere. Now, during photosynthesis, carbon dioxide breaks down to release oxygen. Oxygen also interacts with nitrogen during denitrification process, and it can also affect the oxidation states of other elements. Leaves and stems acquire oxygen through photosynthesis, and the roots take up oxygen from the air spaces in the soil. Deficiency symptoms of oxygen. The leaves will start drooping. The leaves will also turn pale green to yellow in color, and the roots will turn brown and mushy. Role of nitrogen. Nitrogen is required by plants in great amounts because it is a very important constituent of amino acids, amides, proteins, nucleic acids, nucleotides, coenzymes, and many other molecules. It plays a very important role in metabolism, in the growth and reproduction of plants, and also in heredity. The deficiency symptoms of nitrogen. The plants will show chlorosis or yellowing of older leaves. The leaves are smaller than normal. The plant growth is stunted because the protein content, the cell division, and cell enlargement decreases. And in many plants, the stem, petiole, and leaf veins become colored because of the formation of anthocyanin pigments. These are the references. Thank you.